Today we'll be having a look at and showing you how to install the Optronics right angle 2-wire pigtail with a 2-prong PL10 plug, part number A46PB. Here's what our connector looks like installed. As you can see, this plug easily allows our light to get power and function properly. As you can see, it's a simple 2-wire connection with our ground wire and our power wire. You can use this on all lights that use the industry standard PL10 connector on the back of them, such as your clearance lights, your side marker lights, running lights. Whatever light uses that connector, you can plug this into and thus run your light. What's great about this plug is that it will work with all lights with that style connector, regardless of brand. It's not brand specific. The reason you're going to want this connector is if yours has become damaged with a broken wire and you can't make a repair on that wire, the connection inside that plug has corroded over the course of time, or you're restoring an old trailer such as this one and you need to have your clearance light or your side marker light, this will allow you to do that. Most of our customers have compared this with the Optronics plug, part number A49PB, which has a 10-inch long lead versus the 6-inch long lead that ours has here. Now we'll get a few measurements of our wire harness here to see how long it is. Now going from the end of our ring terminal for the ground wire to the very end of our plug, we're looking at about 7.5 inches. Overall, we have about 6.5 inches of total wire length. Now that we've gone over some features, we'll show you how to get it installed. In our particular application, we'll be using our connector to install a side marker light on our trailer. In our case, we'll be working on the front left section of our trailer, right where our missing clearance and side marker light is. Okay, now our connector has 2 wires. The white wire, the ring terminals, are ground. We need to attach this directly to the chassis of our trailer, to the frame. The black wires are power wire, and since we're using this as a clearance and side marker light, we need to tie this into our tail light and running light wire, which is our brown wire. Now, since we have a very thick frame on our trailer, a small self-tapping screw that would go through this ring terminal is not sufficient for this trailer. We need to use a larger one that can bite into our frame really nicely. Problem with that is it will no longer fit through our ring terminal, so we will change our ring terminal out to a larger diameter one. So we'll cut off the very end of the terminal, strip back some insulation, we'll twist our wire together, and the connector we're using is for 10 to 12 gauge wire, so we'll fold the wire back to make it thicker, slide our terminal on, and we'll crimp that into position. We'll take our self-tapping screw, place it on our screw gun. We already have a pre-drilled hole in our frame to accept the self-tapping screw. That'll give us a nice ground connection for our lighting. Now we'll take our brown wire for our tail light and running light circuit. We'll cut it right in the middle. We'll strip back both ends of insulation. Strip back a little bit more from our pigtail. We'll twist our pigtail together with one end of the brown wire. We'll use a 14 to 16 gauge heat shrink butt connector, which we have available on the website. Crimp that down. And we'll place the other end of the brown wire into the butt connector. Now we'll use a heat gun to properly shrink our butt connector. You want to make sure you use a heat gun versus a cigarette lighter or an open flame, because those will damage the butt connector. This being an indirect source of heat and not a direct flame, it won't damage it. Okay, we're on the outside of where we were. Here's our plug that we just installed. Before we install our new light, we'll add a new grommet to hold the light in place. This is a 2-inch round grommet with an open back. We have this available on our website as part number A54GB. Take our wires, go through the middle, we'll push the grommet into place. Now we can install our light. In our particular case, we're using the Optronics 4 LED light, part number MCL55A1224B. So we can grab our plug, push it into the female end of the light. Doesn't matter which way it goes. And then we will push the light into our grommet. And just like that, when you have a properly installed clearance light again. And here's what our connector looks like plugged into our light on the backside. And that completes our look at and showing you how to install the Optronics right angle 2-wire pigtail with a PL10 plug, part number A46PB.